Welcome back to the Deep Dive. This is where we take these really fascinating threads of information, sometimes quite complex ones, and we try to weave them together for you, make them clear, make them engaging.
Absolutely. Pulling out the core insights.
Exactly. And today we're plunging into something quite different, a really chilling narrative. It's a story that, honestly, it just blurs the lines between what seems like a missing persons case, something police handle all the time, and something much older, more sinister.
Something ancient, almost primal, perhaps.
Precisely. Our mission today, our deep dive, is to unpack the truly unsettling details here. We want to understand how a seemingly ordinary investigation, standard procedure almost, can just spiral into something genuinely extraordinary, genuinely terrifying. It pushes right up against the edge of, what we think is real.
And what's so compelling about this one, I think, is how it layers mystery upon mystery. It's not just one puzzle. It invites you, the listener, to consider not just what happened, the events themselves, but why it feels so deeply unsettling.
Yeah, that core feeling it evokes.
Exactly. It taps right into our primal fears, doesn't it? Those fears we don't often talk about. This isn't just, a crime story. It's a journey, really, into the deep recesses of the psychological and the fundamentally unknown.
A mix of crime, maybe cosmic horror.
And psychological thriller, definitely. It keeps you constantly on edge. You're always questioning what might be lurking just beyond our sight, beyond our understanding, in the shadows.
The Vanishing Act in Ruthven Bay.
Okay, let's get into this then. Let's unpack this. This unsettling enigma, piece by chilling piece. Our story begins, as many do, in a small place. A seemingly unremarkable coastal town called Ruthven Bay.
Right, it's the kind of place you'd drive through almost.
Exactly. On the surface, it gives off this image of, quiet seaside serenity. Picture it for a moment. Maybe the gentle sound of waves in the distance, that faint smell of salt, maybe a bit of drizzle. Peaceful.
A calm facade.
Totally. But that illusion, that peaceful picture, it just gets violently shattered. Because Anya Rao, a 22-year-old woman, she just vanishes without a trace. And it leaves behind only questions and this growing sense of dread.
It wasn't like she just walked away.
No, definitely not. It felt different from the start because just hours before she apparently disappeared, just vanished into thin air, Anya made this call, a frantic call to the local police station. Her voice, it was barely a whisper apparently, just laced with this incredible terror. And she said only one sentence, one chilling, cryptic sentence that really echoes through the entire investigation. They are watching me. The ones that don't breathe.
Wow. Ones that don't breathe. That line,
Yeah.
It's just the immediate visceral sense of dread it creates is so profound, isn't it?
It really is.
It's not just cryptic, it's fundamentally impossible, in human context anyway.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it so powerful. It instantly shifts the whole narrative.
Yeah, completely.
It goes from a, standard missing persons case to something far more mysterious, far more menacing, really. It's that immediate jolt that tells you right from the outset, this isn't going to be a normal investigation.
No logic or forensics are going to easily solve this one.
Exactly. It hints at something unseen, something maybe not human. An entity or entities that operate completely outside our normal understanding of existence, defying basic biology even.
Ones that don't breathe.
Yeah, that specific phrase pushes us straight into the realm of the unnatural, the deeply unsettling, maybe even the cosmically terrifying. It just sets the stage perfectly for a story that's going to challenge everything we think we know about life itself.
Absolutely. Sets the tone perfectly. And the initial police response, well, as you'd probably guess, they treated it as standard.
Of course. Missing person protocol.
Right. You know the drill. Canvassing the neighborhood, basic interviews, checking bus stations, hospitals, all by the book.
Right.
But that predictable pattern, that routine, it gets completely disrupted when Detective Arjun Varma arrives.
The outsider detective.
Yeah. And this wasn't his first strange case, not at all. He'd apparently seen some bizarre things in his career, cases that didn't quite add up. But this one, from the moment he arrived in Ruthven Bay, he felt it was fundamentally different.
An intuition.
Yeah, like an undercurrent, a subtle wrongness in the air itself, a chilling feeling that something truly aberrant was going on here.
And that's significant, isn't it? Highly significant that even a seasoned detective like Varma, someone who's used to the unusual, who's probably seen some deeply unsettling things, he senses this immediate, profound departure from the norm right away. That internal feeling, that gut instinct that something is deeply wrong, It acts as this powerful signal, not just for him, but for us, the listener.
It tells us we're off the map.
Exactly. We're moving beyond conventional crime. We're heading into uncharted, unsettling territory. His professional intuition, that sense for anomalies, it becomes our guide, signaling that the rules for this mystery are just different.
It's almost atmospheric even before the hard evidence.
Totally. You feel it.
And the physical evidence, when it started coming in, it only made that feeling stronger, more concrete. Arjun's first real look into the mystery was Anya's room, the place she was right before she vanished.
Right. The last known location.
He describes it really vividly, said the air felt heavy, almost thick, smelled strongly of salt and mildew, but not, the fresh sea air smell, more like dampness, stagnation, decay, almost.
Like the room itself was sick.
Yeah, exactly. Her diary was still there, on the table, left behind, which is already odd, isn't it?
Very. People usually take personal items.
And its pages were weirdly damp, like they'd been exposed to moisture, but how? And they were covered with these strange symbols, drawn in thick black ink.
What kind of symbols did he describe them?
The description is vague, which is almost more unsettling, not just doodles, something deliberate, something meaningful, maybe. But what really gets you are the fingernail scratches.
Scratches where?
On the window frame. Deep ones from the inside, like she was desperately trying to get out, or maybe keep something out.
Wow. Okay, those details, they're crucial, aren't they? And they immediately defy any simple explanation. That damp diary. It could be environmental, sure, but given everything else,
It feels like more.
it feels like more.
Yeah.
Like maybe the presence itself affects the environment
Mm.
and the symbols. That points towards something esoteric, doesn't it? Ritualistic, something ancient.
Definitely not a typical abduction scene.
Not at all. But those scratches on the window, that's raw terror, isn't it? A desperate struggle against something unseen, or maybe something already horrifyingly close. Perhaps even in the room with her.
Chilling.
Taken together, these clues just paint this picture of a scene where normal rules, normal physics just didn't apply. A violation occurred there.
And as Arjun tried to make sense of all this, piece together these baffling clues, he started experiencing something himself, something really unsettling.
Oh.
Yeah, it began to kind of erode his sense of reality. He started hearing this layered whispering sound, unintelligible but definitely voices, and only he could hear it.
Nobody else.
Nobody else, even when he was completely alone. Imagine that feeling, hearing voices no one else can. That creeping dread, the isolation.
That would drive anyone mad.
He's confused, tormented by it, apparently asks himself, whispering, what the hell is whispering when no one's here? It just draws you right into his struggle, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And introducing this subjective auditory thing, whether it's a hallucination from stress or something actually there that only he perceives it, immediately cranks up the psychological thriller aspect.
Blurs the lines.
Completely. Between what's real and what's perceived. It messes with his mental state, pushes him towards the edge, and it builds huge tension because the threat is intangible. It's everywhere. It makes us question his reliability even as we feel for him.
Is he cracking up, or is something reaching out only to him?
Exactly. That internal conflict.
Mm.
It's almost more terrifying than a monster you can see. It leaves him vulnerable, not just to whatever is out there, but to his own mind unraveling.
And then, right in the middle of this psychological turmoil, the first truly impossible physical clue appears. Inside Anya's room, which was locked from the inside, remember?
Lock, yes. Crucial detail.
He finds a single black feather, just lying there.
Black feather. Inside a locked room.
Yeah, appearing seemingly out of nowhere. In a sealed environment, how do you explain that? You can't use logic or forensics. It breaks the rules.
It really does. And that sheer impossibility.
Mm-hmm.
That's the clincher, isn't it? How did it get there? What force can just ignore a locked door?
Mm-hmm.
It tells you immediately that whatever forces are at play here, they aren't conventional. They aren't bound by our understanding of physics or space. It's a profound, chilling moment. A turning point for the listener, too, I think.
Confirms the supernatural element.
Undeniably. That one small feather, completely out of place, it just shatters any lingering hope of normal explanation. It firmly pushes the story into the otherworldly. It's the definitive clue, really.
Unearthing ancient legends and disturbing connections.
So, Detective Varma, he now has this impossible black feather in an evidence bag. The whispers are maybe still echoing in his ears. He knows, with this chilling certainty, this case is way more complex, way more sinister than it looked at first.
He's past the point of treating it as standard procedure.
Way past it. The damp diary, those symbols, that overwhelming feeling of being watched, It all pushes him to look beyond the official reports, beyond forensics. He realizes the real story, the deep history of a place like Ruthven Bay. It might not be in the files.
It's in the whispers, the local stories.
Exactly. Passed down. So driven by, I suppose, duty, but also this growing personal dread, he decides he needs to talk to the locals, the old-timers. See if they know something about Ruthven Bay that isn't written down. Something older. Maybe something forgotten.
Good instinct. Sometimes local lore holds the key.
And his instinct pays off, but maybe not in the way he hoped. He approaches an old fisherman, you know, the type weathered face, weary eyes, seen it all.
Knows the town's secrets.
Seems like it. Because the fisherman almost immediately warns him off. Voice all gravelly, full of warning, says, "Stay away from that place, son. People say it's where the night watchers live."
Wow. Straight into it. The Night Watchers.
Yeah. And the way he says it, it's clear this isn't just some old wives' tale. It's a deeply held, terrifying belief, rooted in something old.
And that immediately connects us to the power of folklore, doesn't it? Especially in these isolated places. The fisherman becomes this channel for ancient wisdom, or maybe ancient terror passed down. He gives a name, a specific identity to the strangeness Varma's been feeling. It suggests this isn't new. It's part of a long, dark tradition in Ruthven Bay, a history people try to ignore.
So Arjun, obviously, he presses him, asks about these night watchers. Who are they? What are they?
Naturally, he needs to know more.
The fisherman describes them as faceless things from an old legend, and he explains they take people who break a rule. An unspoken rule, but a chilling one.
What's the rule?
After midnight, don't look out your window. Simple as that.
But
The consequence.
oh,
it's terrifying. If you break that rule, if you look, they'll see you.
they see you.
And once they see you, once you've acknowledged them, they find a way in. It's inevitable.
That is genuinely chilling. And if you think about it, that legend plays right into our deepest fears, doesn't it?
How so?
The fear of being watched when you think you're safe. Your own home, your sanctuary, suddenly feeling permeable, vulnerable, and this idea of an irreversible consequence for just looking. A simple act.
Curiosity killed the cat, but much worse.
Much worse. It ties directly back to Anya, doesn't it? Gives her disappearance this terrifying historical context. It makes the simple act of looking out a window a deadly mistake. Defines the horror.
And then Arjun makes this connection, a huge one. He thinks back to Anya's diary, those symbols she drew.
The ones in black ink.
Yeah. He realizes, with his jolt, they're identical. Identical to the ones the fisherman just described as the Night Watcher's sign, their mark.
Oh, wow. So she knew.
She absolutely knew. She wasn't just aware of the legend, she was engaging with it. But then he finds something even more disturbing deeper in the diary. Anya wasn't just a passive victim waiting to be taken.
What was she?
She was an investigator herself. She was looking into this. Her last entry mentioned a cold case. 10 years ago, another girl disappeared from the exact same house.
The same house. Okay, that changes everything. That's not coincidence.
Oh, wait, it points to a pattern. A
Yeah.
recurring darkness tied to that specific location.
Right, which raises the question, what exactly was Anya digging into? What truth was she chasing? The fact she was investigating that older disappearance. It suggests this is a deep-seated, persistent evil, not just a one-off horror.
Her curiosity led her right into its path.
It seems so. It makes her less a victim and more an active seeker of a forbidden truth, which makes her fate even more tragic somehow. She opened a door.
And couldn't close it. And the mystery deepens even more. Gets completely bizarre, actually. Remember the black feather?
From the locked room, of
Right.
course.
Arjun gets the analysis back. Fingerprints were found on it. Clear prints.
Whose?
Someone declared dead in 1995.
Wait, what? Dead since 1995.
Yep, nearly 3 decades dead, leaving fresh fingerprints on a feather found just days ago in a locked room connected to a current disappearance.
That's impossible. How? How can someone dead for years leave fingerprints?
Exactly. It doesn't just hint at the supernatural, it completely blows away any conventional explanation. It's a violation of life, death, time itself.
This is a massive twist. Utterly profound. It shatters everything. If someone dead can interact with the present like that, tangibly, it means the Night Watchers, maybe they aren't bound by linear time. Or maybe death isn't the end in this
A
story.
different state of being.
Perhaps. One that can still touch our world. Leave a trace. It pulls the rug out from under our most basic assumptions, doesn't it? Makes the threat seem boundless. Not just local, but maybe cosmic.
So Arjun is back in his motel room, trying to process all this. Dead man's prints, faceless watchers, whispers.
His head must be reeling.
Totally. And then he has a personal encounter. Something happens right there, in the room with him. The Air gets heavy again. He hears this low scratching sound from a dark corner.
Scratching with an animal.
Maybe, but his gut tells him no. Is anyone there? More bravado than anything. And then he sees it.
Sees what?
A shape. Dark. Shapeless, really. Like a patch of shadow detaching itself from the wall. Moving fast. Silently.
Oh, God.
And the scratching gets louder. Closer.
Yeah.
He can barely breathe. Frantic, ragged breaths. This thing is coming towards him.
That escalation from whispers and clues to a direct physical presence that makes the danger so real, so immediate, for him and for us. And the fact that it's shapeless, silent, that ambiguity is terrifying. It's not a monster you can define. It's just wrongness made manifest. It shows the Watchers aren't just legends. They can appear right in your room.
But before it reaches him, before he can fully react, the scratching just stops. Silence. Then bang, a loud, sharp knock on his door.
An interruption.
Yeah, the cop's voice. Urgent. Detective Varmo, we found something at the lighthouse. You need to come now. Pulls him right out of that immediate terror.
Wow, the timing. That's masterful storytelling, isn't it? Pulls him from one horror straight into another potential one. It doesn't lessen the dread, it just shifts it.
Leaves his personal encounter hanging.
Exactly. Unresolved. He has to carry that fear, that memory of the scratching, the shadow, with him to whatever awaits at the lighthouse. You're left wondering, along with him, is it over? Will it come back? And what did they find?
The cult of silence and the price of knowledge.
So the investigation moves again, relentlessly. It leads Arjun to the old abandoned lighthouse. Standing out on this rocky outcrop, stark against the sea, its light broken, like a symbol of the town's lost hope, maybe?
A very potent image. Desolate.
Inside, the air is just cold, heavy, and it smells awful. Decay, a sure sign that something terrible is waiting inside those walls. He knows, instinctively, he's close now.
All the pieces are pointing here.
Yeah. The feather, the diary, the dead man's prints, it's all led him to this lighthouse. And he has this horrifying realization, this isn't just a single killer. It's not random supernatural events. It's organized. It's a cult.
A cult. Okay, that adds a whole new layer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's fascinating and deeply disturbing. The shift from these individual, almost ghostly encounters to an organized human group. It adds this layer of human malevolence, ritualistic horror, on top of the supernatural. It makes the threat more complex, more calculated. It suggests the Night Watchers aren't just acting alone, they're being
Enabled.
worshipped, summoned.
Complicity.
Yeah.
A pact between human evil and something else.
Exactly. It amplifies the sense of deliberate evil.
So, driven now, overriding his fear, Arjun finds it. A secret basement. Hidden door, heavy, grinds open, and the sounds from inside. Oh God. Faint rattling chains and this shallow, ragged breathing. Barely there.
Not healthy breathing.
Not at all. He goes down into total darkness. The air gets thicker, heavier. That stench hits him again, salt and sickness. Decay. It just screams suffering. Every step down feels like a descent into hell, basically.
Those sensory details.
Yeah.
They're so important for building that atmosphere, that dread, the heavy air, the smell, the sounds. It paints this vivid, awful picture. Signals he's entering a place of profound agony.
An assault on the senses.
Totally, preparing us for what he finds.
And what he finds, it's beyond imagination. Figures chained to the walls, skeletal bodies, skin stretched tight, their eyes completely vacant, empty.
Not dead, though.
Not quite dead, but not really alive either. Their chests rise and fall, you can see them breathing, but silently. No sound at all, no gasps, no sighs, nothing.
Okay.
He realizes these are the ones who don't breathe. The literal horrifying answer to Anya's first phone call.
That is truly disturbing.
Yeah.
A major aha moment, connecting right back to the start, existing without audible breath.
Yeah.
It implies this state that's neither life nor death, a silent limbo,
A transformation.
a fate worse than death. Far worse, a perpetual silent agony. The most basic sign of life, breath, is there but stripped of its essence. It shows the cult's power, doesn't it? To twist life itself. Create something new and terrifying.
As Arjun is just taking this in, reeling, a laugh echoes from the end of the chamber. Cold, triumphant, not remotely funny.
The leader.
Has to be. Followed by this calm, terrifying whisper. The cult leader speaks directly to Arjun, voice like a snake's hiss. "You're late, detective. We've been waiting."
Waiting for him.
Seems so. He continues, "They were a test, a lesson in patience. But she was the key. She saw the truth."
Anya was the key. What does that mean?
We don't know exactly, but it sounds like she was crucial to their plan.
And that calmness of the leader. surrounded by that horror. It's deeply unsettling, isn't it?
Mm.
Pure lack of empathy. Detached, convinced of his purpose. Saying Anya was the key suggests this deeper, maybe mystical purpose behind your disappearance. Her investigation, her curiosity, it made her essential to whatever dark ritual they were performing. It wasn't random. It was deliberate, with Anya at the center.
And then, as if it couldn't get worse, Arjun sees her. He sees Anya.
She's there, with the others.
Chained to the far wall, like them, emaciated. But her eyes, they aren't vacant like the others. They're full of this cold, unsettling knowledge, a terrifying lucidity, like she understands something awful.
Alone, not empty, knowing.
Yeah. Arjun, desperate, tries to reach her, calls out, tells her they have to get out. A last flicker of hope.
But that look in her eyes, that's critical, isn't it? Full of cold, unsettling knowledge. It suggests a transformation far worse than death or just being mindless. She's gained insight, but at a terrible cost.
She's not just a victim anymore.
No, she's something else. Altered, changed by what she's seen, what she knows. Her humanity, twisted.
And then Anya speaks. The ultimate horror. Her voice is hollow, distant, like an echo. She says, "We are not leaving. The Night Watchers have shown me. The silence, they taught me how to breathe without air."
Oh God, no. She learned it.
Those aren't the words of a captive, they're the words of a convert, a participant. Her first whispered words, the ones that don't breathe. It wasn't just a warning, it was a description of her future, her transformation.
That's the ultimate twist, the most profoundly disturbing part. She wasn't just taken, she was converted, assimilated. Her original call takes on this horrifying, literal meaning. She's no longer seeking rescue. She's part of this silent, breathless existence. It changes the mystery entirely, doesn't it? From abduction to unholy assimilation.
Well, in kind of existence, a perversion of life.
Exactly. And she tragically succumbed to it. Or accepted it. Her humanity, gone.
It's a horror beyond salvation, isn't it? Only transformation remains.
Arjun just watches, frozen in horror. And the shadows in the room, they start to grow. Darker, twisting, coalescing.
The Watchers themselves.
Into the faceless shapes of the Night Watchers, manifesting fully. Right there in the chamber, their presence is suffocating. And the cult leader, he just smiles. This slow, horrifying grin. His triumph is complete. The trap snaps shut around Arjun. The full manifestation.
Yeah.
Confirming their reality, their connection to the cult. That grin. It signifies his victory over everything. Reason, hope, humanity. And Arjun, she's no longer just investigating. He's caught.
Snared, vulnerable to the exact same fate. His investigation led him right to his own potential end. Or worse. And the final twist. It comes a year later. A postscript. A case report is found. Detailed. Everything Arjun discovered, the cult, the lighthouse, the basement, the Night Watchers, Anya's fate.
Written by Arjun.
Written by Arjun Varma himself, his last act. But his signature. It's smudged, like he struggled while writing it, or his hand was trembling uncontrollably.
His final entry.
Almost illegible, it reads. They found the key, and now they are watching me. After that report, Detective Arjun Varma is officially listed as missing.
Oh no, he became part of it too.
Just another victim, another silence swallowed by Ruthven Bay.
His fate is so grimly cyclical, isn't it? A tragic echo of Anya's journey. He came to find the truth, to shine a light.
And the darkness consumed him.
He uncovered the horror, but in doing so, he became part of the pattern he was trying to break. Another disappearance. His smudged signature, those final words, they imply that struggle, that last moment of awful clarity, before he too succumbed, before he too maybe learned to breathe without air.
It leaves you with this chilling feeling that the cycle just continues, unchecked.
And that seeking certain truths, digging too deep into some unknowns, it carries an unbearable price, often fatal. Always transformative. Outro.
So after all that, what does this chilling narrative really mean for us, for you, listening? We've journeyed from what looked like a simple missing person case.
In a quiet town.
To ancient legends, a terrifying cult, and this transformation that just defies comprehension, defies our understanding of life and death. It's a story that reminds us, maybe brutally, that some mysteries, perhaps they're best left unsolved.
Some knowledge really does come at an unbearable price.
And some places hold secrets that actively consume those who dare to look too closely, changing them forever.
Yeah. This deep dive really underscores how thin that veil is, doesn't it? Between our everyday reality and something much darker, much older, where folklore can suddenly become horrifyingly real.
And the most terrifying things aren't always loud or obvious.
Exactly. The ones that operate in silence, in shadow, preying on our basic assumptions. It forces you to question fundamental things, like breath itself, life, and what silence really means. Is it just the absence of sound?
Or something more.
Or is it this horrifying absence of life as we know it, this state of unbreathing existence?
It really leaves us with this provocative thought, doesn't it? What does it truly mean to breathe without air? Is it just silence, oblivion?
Or is it something far more terrifying? A complete surrender to a reality we can't grasp, a form of existence that's like a living death, a perpetual horror strip of all humanity.
Chilling.
And maybe, thinking about Anya and Arjun, what other keys might be out there in our own world, lurking in forgotten places waiting for someone too curious?
Too eager for that forbidden knowledge.
Exactly. And what would be the true cost of finding them, of unlocking those doors? What terrifying truths might they reveal, and what transformation would follow?